back with some raging loop. Anyways, it's been a little bit, but we're gonna pick up right where we left off. And guys, remember, if you like this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and you'll get notified when I post new stuff. So yeah, thank you very much, and let's keep going. Alright, so besides him, there was Tae-san, who believed nothing but the superstitions, Haru-chan, who always agreed with Yasunaga-kun, and Miko, the one who sealed Kaori-san's fate.
みんな怪しいな。
だからもう誰でもいい。
She hung her head.
メイコちゃんは助けてやることに決めてるんだけど。
I'm streaming, excuse you.
どうやって
Always.
ここを出て無理だって言ってんじゃん。
待ってて確実に死ぬよか良くないか？彼女が狼だったら一人減らせてラッキーかもよ。
なのかな。もうわかんない。
Oh, 'cause of the vote? She'd said it casually, but I could tell that was hard for her to say.
君は悪くないさ。
I responded equally casually. I felt like breaking the illusion would be too much to handle.
そもそも君は反対したろ？
一応殺人を止めなかったってことはそれに賛同したってことじゃない？
それは僕も同じだし。
ああ、そっか。
それに異常な状況下で異常な決断をしてしまうことに法はある程度理解を示すんじゃないかな。
法ねえ。
どうにしたってまともな法で裁かれるなら意味不明な山の掟に裁かれるより億倍マシでしょう。それとも千恵美ちゃんはむしろ超常的な死を遂げたいのか？どれも的を外してるってところか。
Man, this was complicated.
神様ってやつのせいか？
半分はそう。
もう半分は説明しづらい。じゃあ神様の方を話してよ。
No.
どう言えばいいのかな。神様は不幸なんだ。
ん？
いや、辞書的な意味で不幸のことをそう呼んでるわけじゃなくて、そのね、神様がいるからどうやっても私たちは幸せになれない。
それは目に見えるもの？
うん、私たちはみんな見てる。でも本質は目に見えないものかも。
目に見える部分について聞こう。それは人間？
Though slowly and hesitantly, she gave me a light nod.
それは安水の誰か？
Silence. Neither yes or no.
じゃあ上藤吉の人間？
She kept her silence. Her shoulders were shaking a bit.
じゃあ
違う、やっぱ違う。人間じゃない。人間をどうしたって神様はどうにもならない。
Shit. I knew it'd go like this.
落ち着いて説明するんだ。じゃないと僕も君もやられる。
いっそ殺してくれればいい。こんなひどい夢とっとと終わらせてほしいのに。ねえ、春明さん、私を殺して。あなたの手なら私死ねる気がする。
何言い出すんだ。しっかりしろ。
私しっかりしてる。私は汚れてなんかない。私は狂ってない。狂ってなんか。おかしいのは藤吉全部よ。おかしいのは神様の方よ。
神様とは状態のことなのか。
I just kind of blurted out something without thinking. Chimi was clearly in a state of panic. The despair was one cause, but someone panicked like this couldn't explain themselves properly. Also, I didn't feel like this was simply some spiritual being she could see. She could perceive God as a sensation of sorts, and the fact others couldn't caused her to panic. Explaining a sense like that wasn't easy, and trying to explain it in detail was also a reminder of how much it scared her. I had to try and understand what she was sensing, and find a better word for it than God. That was what I thought to myself after saying those words. But why did she suddenly go quiet? She was raising her head, and her eyes were wide, staring right at me. She'd completely stopped voicing her pain. Did I hit the nail on the head? As I considered that possibility, I felt a cold, damp breeze from behind me. She wasn't staring at me. She was staring at something behind me. I turned around, following the direction of her eyes. Poof! No. How long had the front door been open? Had I forgotten to lock the door? And how long had that thing been there? There was a person outside. Was it even human? Through the darkness, I could see that it definitely had a humanoid silhouette. This music's so spooky, I love it. It's like a music box. But it was definitely abnormal. Its body was covered in bandages. No. Sutras? It was a smallish boy or girl covered in marked cloth. Again, was it even human? I asked the same question again, unable to even voice the words. I couldn't move a finger, or rather, I didn't, because I had no idea what would have happened if I did. As the tension began to overwhelm me, I saw its lips move.
黄泉の匂いに狼は来ある。みそぎ物意味夢見せよ。藤吉の娘。
So it's protecting Chimi? A howl. I heard something fall. Turning back around, I realized it was Chimi.
Chiemi!
Still confused, I rushed over and caught her. It was a momentary loss of consciousness. She hadn't fainted. She just seemed to be drifting at the border of reality.
おい、しっかりしろ。
私、なんでこの部屋どこ？
さっきのやつは何なんだ。
さっきのおかしいな。なんだろう、眠い。ごめん、帰るわ。
Chimi stood up. Her eyes were utterly devoid of life. She headed to the door. It was closed. There was no one there. I set that matter aside for now. Chimi was way more important. I had to stop her. That was why
絶対に連れて行く。
Wrap my arms around her.
捨てる命なら僕にくれ。
Yeah, I guess if you may as well die trying to escape instead of just
明
giving
日の
up.
朝、千恵美と芽子を連れてここを出る。
君を連れてじゃないんだ。
That was her first response in a while.
君によろしくお願いされたからね。その意は最後まで組ませてもらう。
律儀なんだ。
でしょ。実は子供を見殺しにするのは他よりも気分が悪いって打算もあったりするんだ。
悪ぶれてないよ、春秋さん。あといつの間にか呼び捨てになってる。
嫌だった？
嫌じゃないけど、けじめというか区切りは欲しいな。
僕と付き合って。
Oh.
いいよ。
だから一緒に逃げよ
わかった。言っておくけど、一緒に死んでもいいって意味だから。芽子ちゃんのことは悪いけどあんま考えてないし。
自分に責任持てよ。
千恵美さんどうも脳に問題があるっぽいから、年長者に頼っちゃいたい。
任せろ。あと他に希望者がいたら連れて行くから。
私は特別扱いじゃないんだ。
特別扱いだよ。他は任意だけど、君とは付き合った以上踏んじばってでも連れて行く。
Smooth.
知ってるか？僕はモテないんだ。
春秋さん、ありがとう。
Her cheery voice compelled me to embrace her.
私が今夜狼に殺されたら。
言うな。
私の何でもいいから、どこか一部だけでも外に連れてって。
Your pinky toe.
心配するな。
怖いよ。
Take your pinky toe.
僕がいる。僕がいるから。
It hurt to say baseless things. Even so, I kept on saying whatever I could to make her feel better. This went on for only 10 or so minutes, though. Even if the wolves didn't pay us a visit, we'd have to respect the rules of living here. We awkwardly exchanged some parting words, and I saw her off as she returned to her room, her parting ways with a frail smile on her damp face. Still don't understand why they don't just stay together. Tomorrow, everything would be decided tomorrow. May 16th. Another morning. Aside from being really hungry, I woke up the same as always. I hadn't died. That's a good sign. The only real difference this morning was that I could go outside as I pleased. It was still misty out, and I couldn't see much beyond the dorm. The settlement isolated in mist, a space cut away from the world. Could we really leave this place? We could. It had to be physically possible. The idea that we couldn't was just speculation. No matter how much this place defied reality. What was that thing? Why had Chimi collapsed? How sane were we? Was this even really happening? Human senses and memories often lied to us, though just dismissing anything that didn't make sense as an illusion wasn't a good idea. The thing had actually visited us. Its appearance was strange, but I had little proof that it was something supernatural. Thus, that had to be human. As for the reason Chimi collapsed, there were quite a few possibilities. Unless it was a trick she'd schemed with that thing beforehand. That being had to have been too much for her to handle emotionally.
あいつ、なんて言ってたっけ?
The wolf cometh to the smell of Yomi, cleanse, shelter, and dream, daughter of Fujiyoshi. Was it? It basically seemed like a fancy way of saying, get back to your room and sleep. So it was a warning from those who made the rules. Now was that something on the mountain Great Lord Shinai said? No. To be honest, I'd say it was more like something from the other side. I mean, it kind of fit my image of Yambito. It wore sutras in place of clothing, and the cloth over its face reminded me of a funeral shroud. The word corruption seemed particularly fitting. It had a really sinister aura, to me anyways. Though that was strange. Great Lord Shinai was the enemy of the forces from Yomi. Yambito wouldn't act as his messengers. This contradiction, it was quite eerie, an alluring unknown. But that didn't matter now. My goal was to let Chimi and any supporters we gathered escape. I returned to the room, made my futon, and started searching again. The futon was the only thing in the closet. There was nothing I could use as a weapon. I gave up, left the room, and went to Chimi's. If the worst had come to pass, I had to fulfill her last request. The door was locked.
やはり、そうか。
So the wolf was... I knocked. She came out after. Oh, she came out after just a few seconds. Apparently she was already ready to go.
武器が欲しい。
そう思って。
Did my character just figure out who the wolf was? And is it Chimi? She gave me a pretty large knife with a sheath, probably used for hunting.
君のは
前の包丁はなくしちゃったから、それきり。だから守ってね。
任せて。
I had zero confidence in pulling it off, but sometimes bravado was important to hold on to. Yeah. We went to Haru-chan's room. It wasn't locked. Uh-oh. The room was no bigger than the others, but it was a huge mess. But it didn't look like there was a corpse present. She'd either already woken up and went outside without locking the door, or her corpse was somewhere outside, like Yoshitsugu-kun. I'd gained a habit of expecting the worst.
安永君は
Oh, yeah.
同じ。
メイコのところへ行こ
う。Today's mist was denser than usual. Just extending my arm was enough to make my hand hazy and indistinct. I kept on walking, knife in my right hand and Chimi's hand in my left. The settlement was way too quiet. We headed for the village plaza. I almost tripped a few times on the field path, but Chimi kept me on my feet with just a few warnings. I could keep going as long as she was with me. We arrived at the plaza. There was no one there. Basically, there was no need to use the dining hall as the go-to gathering spot anymore. We passed Ryaku Umatsu's house. It didn't look unlocked, but I couldn't hear any indications of movement from inside. Was she asleep? Or did something happen to her? Whatever the case, I had no choice but to ignore her.
ここだっけ?
Miko's place was open? Thankfully, all I found inside was just a messy futon. It was the same as Haru-chan's room. But now that it happened with 3 people, it was safe to assume something wasn't right.
ちえみ、悪いけどこれ、返す。
え?
I gave her the knife and grabbed the stick laying against the house.
どういうこと?
実際に使える武器がいるから。それより、どこを目指そう？
やっぱりお堂かな。
As it turned out, that was exactly where the other inhabitants were. With the exception of one, anyway. Alright guys, I am going to end this episode here. I'm just trying something different because there's a lot of reading, trying to keep these episodes short and stuff. So, I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you tuning in. And remember to tap the like button and hit subscribe. And I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye. Thank you.